I don't know what the situation is like in your area, but locally we have had so many road closures. It's practically turned our town into a maze. There's often only one route to get from point A to point B. We've had a 23-mile detour. The official detour was 23 miles to get just out of the town into the next village along because the main road had been closed. Now, the roads are often closed repeatedly. A team will come in and do the gasworks, then the water company would come in and do their bit, and then the telephone company will dig up the same road and come in and do their bit. What's happening? What's going wrong? And how does this work? Do teams literally just turn up, put up the traffic lights, close the roads and get on with the work? Thankfully, there is extensive planning, permission and permits required to close a road. So teams can't just come in, close a road down, unless obviously they're doing emergency work and they've got special emergency powers to do that work. But in the main, you have to apply to close a road. Now, when you apply for this license to close the road, you need to give a specific duration for that road closure. You need to justify the road closure. Often the work can be consolidated to one side and you can keep a flow of traffic going. Sometimes that's not possible. The temporary traffic regulation orders, the TTROs, is a legal mechanism used by local authorities to authorize the closure of roads. When a company have applied for a road closure, if they extend the period of their license or their permit, face very heavy penalties and fines for not completing the work on time. But there is no incentive to completing the work early, and that perhaps is where the problem lies in the system. Roads are being closed, and often a road will remain closed after the work is completed just because that license is in force and the road is closed, and it could potentially have been open a day or three sooner if the authority had permitted the company to undo the works and maybe even offered them some kind of rebate system. Now, if there is a rebate system in place for early completion, will that be abused? Will we be talking about bodged repairs? I've often had the situation in our town where a road has been closed and dug up and it's been repaired, and then the surface has started to sink. You've had a massive pothole forming in the road surface, and then it's closed again with another team coming in to repair it. Now, the original company that did that repair should be forced to pay some kind of penalty for the shoddy work that's gone into it. There should be a standard that these repair companies are held to. And also, the idea of coordinating these road closures is to minimise the disruption to the motorist. And frankly, I've not seen that working in our area. We often have the same road closed repeatedly with different works operations going on. Surely, while the road is all dug up and open, other teams can come in and do their work. You're just dealing with the disruption of resurfacing the road once, rather than having 3 or 4 teams come in over a period of weeks or months, doing effectively the same work, opening the road up, replacing the pipes or cables, and then closing the road up and repairing it again. Some of the overrun charges and penalties can reach up to £10,000. So companies are definitely incentivized to stick to the repair schedule or the duration of the road closure that the TTRO permit. If there was an incentive for finishing early, it might encourage contractors to focus work teams and get the job done more quickly, perhaps working through the night if that's not going to cause too much disruption to local residents. We have had situations where roads have been closed overnight for repairs, and that really has minimised the disruption to local areas. One of the biggest frustrations for me though with road closures is you'll often see a sign that says road closed, and you'll follow the detour only to find that the road you were trying to get to, you could have got to by ignoring that first road closed sign, but the road closure is actually now blocking you from the detour to go back into the little road or the close or the little offshoot that you were originally aiming for. These road closure signs just seem to be arbitrarily put up, and it would be much more helpful if they can tell you the road is closed in a quarter of a mile or 200 yards, and that will tell you where the road closure is and save you from trying to guess whether you need to take the diversion or you can get to your intended route. I've also seen situations where road closed signs have come up and I've been driving for a mile or two and I've not hit any roadworks and I've been able to turn off. Now, if I had accepted that road closed sign when I first saw it and chose a different route, it would have added a lot more time to my overall journey. So I would really like to appeal to any company closing roads to give some indication to the driver as to where the closure is. Perhaps saying road ahead closed, meaning that you can get to related junctions just after that, but road closed would indicate you can go no further along this road, that there will be a blockage on this road at some point. Another thing that frustrates us as well is the diversions. They're often through little unadopted roads or very narrow streets with cars parked, and you've got a main road that was closed that takes 2 lanes of very busy traffic, and now that traffic is being forced into these single lane roads where they have to give way to each other, and there's just so many little log jams and bottlenecks where vans and lorries are trying to get through. All the drivers are trying to make progress and they're blocking the way for cars coming toward them, and they're just creating these jams and these frustrations for everyone. I would say though that if we're in this situation, we should think ahead, think about the flow of traffic. Often holding back and allowing a car to come through will allow you to make further progress. It's often self-defeating to just keep pushing through and to try and always be making forward progress. Sometimes we've just got to give and take a little to keep the overall flow of traffic going. So rather than just think of ourselves in our car, think about the overall flow of traffic and how we can help the transport system to work effectively and allow everyone to get from A to B as quickly and efficiently as possible. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so, because you don't want to miss out on the great content we've got planned. And I've lined up this video and this playlist that you should find really interesting. Thanks for watching. See you in these next videos.